Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? This is a video looking at caster bushes, specifically what they do mechanically and what effect it has on the car. So I've just written some notes out for this video. So first of all, I've seen other videos that are on YouTube that they cover caster with regards to what it is. But I found, in the videos that I found at least, is that they tend to go into the design sort of aspect of it, like designing a suspension from a clean sheet. Personally, I'm not interested in that. I just want to know, if I put caster bushes on my car, what can I expect? What are they going to do? Not how to design a suspension with caster in it. This is solely what the caster bushes will do for you. So in this video, I'm going to use my hands basically to illustrate the situation. So let's look at the basic makeup of the suspension. I'm just going to simplify it here for illustrative purposes. So we have a wishbone and we have a wheel mounted to the end of it. We're going to assume that the wishbone is flat and that the wheel turns at 90 degrees to the wishbone. What does caster do? So when you fit, so you've got your wishbone and your wheel is like this. When you fit a caster bush, what it's doing is it's lifting. We're assuming the front of the car is in front of me. So when you increase caster, you're tilting the wishbone like this, and that's all it's doing. So depending on the car, either there's going to be a bush at the front, in which case it will lift the wishbone, or a bush at the back, in which case it will drop the wishbone. But either way, the effect is the same. When you put a caster bush on the car, it tilts the wishbone. So there's two main effects to increasing the caster on the car. One is self-centering, i.e. how much the steering wants to go back to the center, and the second is dynamic camber. Caster affects these two things. So if we just look at self-centering first, but the self-centering aspect is to do with the steering axis. So when you lift the wishbone, the steering axis is going to be going this way. When there's zero caster, the steering axis is straight down. It meets the road where the tyre meets the road. But when you increase caster, the steering angle is going forward in front of the wheel. If you want to take it to extreme, the caster wheels on the shopping trolley, so you have the wheel like this, and the steering axis is in front of the wheel. So no matter what direction you're going, the wheel wants to stay centered to the direction of travel. It's not quite the same, but it does sort of illustrate the point quite well. I've got to shout out Engineer and Explain for using a caster to explain caster. So self-centering, why do you want it? Well, it gives more steering feel because you need to put more effort into turning the wheel. The more effort you put, the better you can judge how much grip there is. And the second thing about self-centering is it makes the car more stable. It's less likely to follow cambers in the road, because it wants to stay in a straight line more. Those are the two things why self-centering is good. And then we come on to the second, and for me the key feature of increasing camber and why caster bushes are a good thing, is that they give the car dynamic camber or more dynamic camber. So first of all, why is camber in any sort good? When a car corners, its natural tendency is to roll, and when it does that, you can imagine the body going, and it's going to take the wheels with it, because there's the mounting points of the suspension are connected to the body, and this is going to roll out. This is going to roll the tires away from the road. And so camber, by tipping the tops of the wheels in a straight line, static camber, you're cancelling that effect out to some extent. So when the car rolls, instead of the tyre going like this, the tyre is coming from this angle, so it's going more straight during the corner. So long story short, camber keeps the tyres evenly pressed on the road when the car is cornering. And that's camber generally. You can do this, you can get around this problem with static camber. So this is when the wheels are in a straight line, you put extra camber on the wheels like so. The problem with doing this is that when you're braking and accelerating, because the wheels are like this, the tyres are not flat with the road, they're lifted up slightly, you're compromising acceleration grip and braking grip. And this is where caster comes in. Caster gives you dynamic camber. Dynamic camber being extra camber, but only when you turn the wheels. With more caster, you can have more camber when you're turning only. So let's see how this dynamic camber works. We'll go back to the example I was using at the start. So we've got our wishbones here, we've got the wheel here. We're going to assume that when my hands are level like this is zero caster. So you can see when you turn the wheels, the camber doesn't change. But let's assume, I'm going to exaggerate to illustrate the point, we put the wishbones up at 45 degrees. And then we look at the wheels turning. And you can see as you turn the wheels, you're getting camber. And the more you turn the wheels, the more camber you're getting. And that is dynamic camber. So in straight ahead, you can run 0 caster, 45 degree caster, the camber doesn't change. But when you turn the wheel, then you're getting that extra camber. And that is caster. It gives you dynamic camber. So what does this give you? Because you're getting that extra camber, the tyre is more even on the ground in cornering, you're going to get more grip. You're going to get better turning, you're going to get more responsive steering, better steering feel because of the self-centering. You're also going to get more grip, so the car's going to be more willing to turn with more caster.